All right, hello everyone. So we've got 19th of October. Today is Thursday. I've already put the Astrals in the members area as usual before I do the videos, and I've marked them in here just for gold, as you can see. Now with gold, remember we had 1962. Why? Because that was a good buy kiss on our 80 AM strategy on the monthly, right? So the market going up into 1962, as you can see there. Okay, 56.97. And that's a price of 1962, which exactly matched yesterday's Astro Hour, which was right there, 4:45. And I also talked about expecting a breakout as the time is coming to 3 o'clock. I think it was 3 o'clock anyway. So if you looked at that, you should have been fine. Okay. Which should be like 3 o'clock, 3:35, remember? Okay, and this is your 3 o'clock. You see how the market broke out above the last high here. Okay, went up into there, sold off, no big deal. Now these are the Astro hours. Now what to look out for? Now, as you know, the bigger the time frame, the stronger it is. So us having a bit of a retracement from here is doable. On the weekly, we still have a bit of target to go. The first price target was 1965, as you can see here. And on the PST, it is 1978. So do we still have room to go up? Well, we do have a bit of room to go up on the daily and the weekly, actually. This is the daily here. It's a breakout and we're right on that goodbye kiss. But just need to understand this. There are too many gaps here. So, sooner or later, this has got to come back. So the question is when. All right. So now that we're up here again, this is where the market sold off before, as you can see, big sell-offs here. And there are no gaps to fill here. All right. But there are gaps to fill down here. So this is a beautiful push up. And we expected that from the Saturn line. As you can see, this is our Saturn line. And I was talking about going long here about 1810 as well. So between 1823, 1805, we had the buy zone. It was right on the Saturn line and it just shot up like a rocket. And that's fine. Now we need to have some retracement. Question is, are we going to bounce off from here or are we going to test a weekly spot? Now remember, Monday was the swing day for gold. So since Monday, the market's just going up. Okay, and the next swing day, is tomorrow. Obviously, that's the only day left, right? So we still might be able to go slightly higher as well. Maybe to retest this high, okay, or maybe to make a slightly higher high into that 1978 zone with the weekly here. So we're going to have an open mind, okay, into that 1978, 1991. So I'm just going to put 1978 here and 1991 here. All right. So we still may have a little bit more room to go up. We'll see. So these are the three levels that we're going to keep in mind. All right. In any case, we should have a retracement. Now, this is the first Astro hour for the day. This is an adjustment level. And we are quite at a high price. Okay. So this zone should give us a bit of a retracement. Okay. And that should bring us down possibly to, maybe you want to trade this in the evening, right? Like in my evening, obviously, which is going to be New York opening. So about 10 past 5 might be the starting point to looking at trading it. Or if you're going to sell it off, this zone is not bad. And then you're going to have to cut it off a little bit because until 10:35, it can come down. Okay. And only after 10:35, 10:50, let's say, we can see what we can have an idea because this could come down a little bit. As you can see from here, we need to come down at least into, I'm going to get rid of this, okay, so that we don't have too many lines. I'm going to get rid of that, Okay, let's just get rid of these. And I'm going to put these in, right? So the market should dip back there and into here. All right, so we should get back into these zones. If it does, it's going to be, and again, it's going to be again. We're going to look in what we can do, how we can go long again. All right, so we're either going to start to come down from here, we're going to go slightly higher, and if we do, maybe we'll match this gap here. All right, there are no gaps here, but there's a bit of a gap here. This is like way up there, as you can see. All right, which is the 2000 zone. So at the end of the day, sooner or later we're going to get there. Okay, I'd rather get there after a pullback, and then we can just push it up into that zone. Okay, and that's how it is with gold. If you want to buy it, obviously buy it, like I said, when the gaps are filled, 1886 or down here. Now that might be a little bit too far out for you, but there's not much we can do here because there's a gap here. Okay, you see the gap here, and there's a strong low here because this is where the market pumped up, as you can see, and it's still got room to kind of like fill in here. So yesterday it didn't come back down to any level, but at the Astra hour, I said there was going to be a breakout. That market broke out. So if we do come back down again, this level is where the market might buy again to push up, or it might want to close the gap here and come lower. So you're going to have to be mindful about those levels. So just on the daily, mark those levels. 1886 was it here? Okay, 1886, and there as well. So this zone needs to be filled in. Okay, as you can see down there. So selling at the highs, I think, is okay. Maybe tomorrow as well, because tomorrow's a Friday, which is a swing day. Or alternatively, you might want to wait till Monday. If we end up somewhere high on Monday, we should have a retracement then, depending on what's going to happen on the weekend. Let's take a look at SP 500. Now here, you got no surprises, because yesterday I said this zone is your first sell-off place, and this is the Astra hour. Why? Because remember, I said it's a breakdown here with a PST level. So the market just crashed down. This was the first sell level. I said if it goes up, you want to sell in these levels as well, but it didn't break out. Quite to the contrary, at the Astra hour here, in the morning session, lunchtime session, it's just like, that's it. When I say morning, lunchtime, okay, this is my morning here, lunchtime right here, and this is a New York morning. Okay, this is New York morning here, market just gliding down. So we should come down because we marked in these levels before. And remember, I always said this up move is in order to sell. So selling in this zone is okay. I did also say if it does go up a little bit more, you can still sell as well. So no big deal. If you sold at the Astra hour, you should have been okay, and that was a good spot to sell because of the PST level there. It was like right on top of that PST, well, pretty much on top of it. It was 4375, and as you can see, it was just right under it there. Boom. So what to do? Well, if it goes back up again into that daily, weekly pivot there, then you'll want to push down further as well. So any up move is going to be an opportunity for us to sell. Also, what you want to do is just draw your trend line here, because you'll probably have some trend line liquidity. Okay, so going up to break that trend line liquidity, take out the stop losses, and then sell back again would be like the way to go on this as well. Okie dokie. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. Euro dollar. Now with the euro dollar as well, remember we're looking to sell here. Okay, why? Because first of all, that's a channel top. You guys already know that. Okay, so selling from this zone is what we want to do. If it breaks out, selling from the highs was what we were going to do. In any case, though, if you sold at the Astro hours, you could have been okay. And this was that 1.0580 level, remember, that we were talking about. So I said selling is not a bad option. At the Astro hours, the market sold, retraced up, sold, retraced up, sold, and that's basically it. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to follow this down. As you can see, 43.31 is the first support level here, 1.0534. Okay, 1.0534. If it breaks below this 1.0534, then, well, let's say 32, which it should break, in my opinion, we should be going down. So any move up into the daily, weekly, or slightly higher, let's say here, you want to be selling off. If I wanted to just refresh this. So any up move, you want to be selling. And when you sell, you want to be pushing it down towards the 1.05 and 1.0450 zone. It should like sizzle down from that zone. So if you sold the Astro hours, you should be okay. It's not much to talk about, as you can see here. Also, it matches the technical analysis nicely. Goes to the high of Tuesday, retesting it. Okay, that's the high of Tuesday. Wednesday, retest. Coming back, retracement, and that retracement at the Astro hour here, pushing down. Okay, going back up again, it's an Astro hour, and then selling off again at the daily pivot of yesterday. So today, if we go back up again, and if it's an Astro hour, selling is not a bad idea. Okay. Let's take a look at Dow Jones, Nasdaq, Bitcoin. Now, also keep in mind, Wednesday was a swing day for Nasdaq. Monday was a swing day for SP 500, and Tuesday was the swing day for Dow Jones, right? So we had for SP 500, we had Monday, Dow Jones Monday, Tuesday. Nasdaq was one Monday and Wednesday, so it was like, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We need to be careful for swings. So if the market was at highs, looking to sell was the plan. Okay, and because we're looking to go down further with the indices, the up move that happened was just a retracement for us to sell again, which is what we talked about when that up move started in the first place with the indices in any case. So now if you take a look at Dow Jones, remember Dow Jones is here. Now look, this is Wednesday, we're in Thursday now. The swing day for this was Tuesday, and that's the Astro, and that's Tuesday. That is beautiful, right on, spot on, coming down on Tuesday, right? Monday and Tuesday. So Monday from a high, Tuesday high, market swinging down, coming all the way down here. So that's like really, really spot on, okay? And then we've got all of this happening, as you can see at the Astro hours. Let's just put them here. That's your 12 o'clock. And if you take a look at your Astro hours for yesterday, 10 past 12. All right, so this is 12 o'clock. It's a 15-minute chart. So 10 past 12, we had 20 minutes past 12 also, from 10 past 12 to 20 minutes. So that's one fall there. And as you can see, if I was to push this and bring it down here, this is 4:30. Remember, we had 2:45, which is, what was it? See, yesterday. 2:30, 3 o'clock, 3:35. This is 3:35 to 4:45. This is 4:45. Okay. And then we add 3:35. And remember, I said we might have a sudden move. That's your 3:35 there. All right. So market is kind of like retracing into the opening and just selling off. Okay, so that's nice and easy as well. And from here, as you can see, it just went all the way down into that 9:35, 10:15 zone, and that's your 10:15 there. That's your weekly pivot there, touching it at 10:45. No big deal. So what are we looking at with Dow Jones? The usual. Remember, I said this is a good impulse wave. A, B, C, selling it off. It's right in our zone. Okay, there was a bit of a gap here. Okay, market kind of hunted that on Tuesday. That's your Wednesday. Same kind of thing yesterday. All right, so now we've got room to come further down. We should come further down. We should break this. So this should sizzle down. Okay, our first target is going to be this 33,453, but we should clean this out. Okay, so this should break. Okay, and then we should push towards that 34, which is 33,081. All right, if you take a look at the weekly as well, heading down towards 37, which is 32,846, and on the monthly, possibly down into 46, 32,164. So you just have to make sure you got those targets on your radar, and also your target pricing here, which is 33,453, 33,171. So all you got to do is mark them in, okay, and push them through. So any move up, again, once again, into your daily here is an opportunity to sell, because as you can see, the market has done a big sell-off here. All right, and we've broken that up move here going downwards. So we should come down here and possibly break that as well. So in the smaller time frame, up moves at Astro hours to sell off are okay. Nasdaq, same kind of thing here. As you can see now with Nasdaq, right, we add the swing days as well. As usual, it was Monday and Wednesday for Nasdaq, right? So you can see Monday and Wednesday pretty close to each other. Monday, big swing day. Tuesday, it comes back for a retest. This is Wednesday, and then a big sell-off again in Wednesday evening here. All right. You can see Wednesday with a big up and a big down. You see how volatile that day was. So on both sides, you could have like bought the low as well as a swing day, and then bought and then sold the high again as a swing day as well. So that's come all the way in here. We've got room to come down. Remember with Nasdaq as well, I said, look, this was a sell zone. We need to be selling off, and that was your PST level yesterday. That's your first target of the day, 44, which is 14,858. 14,858. So if you're using your ATAM strategy, guys, your pricing should be spot on. I mean, that is just, as you can see, it's already done that yesterday. Okay. Any up move, once again, want to be selling off. Why? If you take a look at your weekly there. Now, remember, I said this is a bit of a dodgy situation, tricky situation, because we've got room to go up there as well. Okay. But in any case, the market is heading down. Look at the monthly as well. Now we've got two tops and a bottom. This is the channel. So we should be sizzling downwards. Okay, and on the weekly as well. So we should be coming down into this zone again. Okay, so I want to probably see us back down here or slightly lower here. Okay, I think we can actually draw this as well in this bar. Okay, so I want to end up in these levels here and there. And actually, let me just make sure. Okay, that makes it a little bit more clear for us. So we just want to push it back all the way into these zones here. Okay, just want to bring it all the way back down into a place where we can buy off again. Now, in order to do that, you need to, on the smaller time frame as well, you need to wait for the market to go up a little bit. Like I said, this is a target, so no selling here, obviously, okay, because the first PST target want to have a bit of a push up. If it does make a push up, and then you can sell off again, where probably around the equilibrium here at 15,000, maybe the weekly or the daily here. So this zone, whenever the market goes up, just selling and pushing it down is the way to go. Bitcoin, same kind of thing, guys. Look, this blue zone I talked about. Yesterday I drew the channels here, remember? I said you could sell the tops and push it down. So if you sold the tops as well, you should be okay. This is, let me just open this up a little bit. Okay, here we are. So if the market goes up again, like selling is, I think, the way to go. your channel tops here. No, obviously no buying around here. You want to make sure the market comes back down. It'll come back to the low of this channel. So if you draw your channels like I've done here, the blue lines plus the white lines here, we should at least come back into the lower of this channel, which is going to be a Fibonacci ratio to the big one as well if you measure it out. Okay, so selling at retracements up to push down is okay. If you are a buyer and a holder, wait for next year's spring. I will tell you when to buy then.